Dr. Zyra Valtienne was a legend among her people, the Zoryans. Known across 3 star systems for her surgical precision and unyielding discipline, she considered herself the pinnacle of medical science. Zoryans were a proud race, towering, silver-skinned, and bred with nervous systems vastly different from humans. They healed quickly, processed sensations differently, and their tolerance for pain was minimal because their society had eliminated suffering through advanced technology long ago. To her, pain was not a mark of resilience but a primitive burden. And among all species she had studied, humans were, by her judgment, the weakest. So when the Galactic Medical Exchange assigned her to Earth's Central Hospital in New Geneva, she treated it as a punishment. "Why must I waste my brilliance on fragile primitives?" she complained to the council before departing. "Humans break under pressure. They squeal, they beg, they faint. What can I possibly learn from them?" Still, duty was duty. Zyra arrived with her surgical drones, her sterile robes woven with luminous fibers, and an attitude that instantly unsettled the Earth doctors. She criticized their instruments as toys, dismissed their techniques as prehistoric rituals, and often muttered that Earth should be grateful the Zoryan Empire even acknowledged them. Among the human staff was Dr. Elias Renner, a trauma specialist known for his calm hands in chaotic emergencies. Unlike most of his colleagues, Elias did not argue with Zyra's arrogance. Instead, he observed her quietly, curious about what her pride would blind her to. The test came sooner than anyone expected. Middle, the trial of pain. One evening, alarms blared through the hospital. A shuttle had crashed outside the city, its passengers brought in with burns, broken bones, and shrapnel wounds. The emergency ward filled with cries and chaos. Zyra moved quickly, her surgical drones floating at her sides. She worked fast, efficient, but cold. When a young soldier writhed under her hands, she scoffed. "Pathetic. Your nervous systems exaggerate minor wounds. Control yourself." The soldier's tears only deepened her disdain. Elias noticed how she sneered whenever a patient groaned or screamed. To her, human pain was weakness, not a signal of survival. But then a man was carried in on a stretcher that silenced the room. Captain Hale, a decorated pilot, had been pulled from the wreckage. His legs were mangled beyond recognition, bones shattered and nerves exposed. Burn marks crawled up his torso, and shrapnel glistened like metal thorns beneath his skin. He was conscious, barely. His jaw clenched against a scream that any other human would have unleashed. Blood soaked the stretcher, but he forced out words. "Don't treat me last. Save the others first." Zyra's lip curled. "Ridiculous. This one won't last the hour." But Elias stepped forward. "I'll prep him for surgery." "No," Zyra interjected sharply. "I will. If this is what humans consider their best, I wish to see how long your kind clings to life when the nerves are properly tested." The human staff exchanged uneasy glances, but Zyra's authority as lead alien consultant couldn't be challenged. Inside the operating room, the operating chamber glowed sterile white. Elias stood at the side, masked and ready, while Zyra's drones extended tools of glass and plasma. Before sedating him, Zyra studied Aaron. "Human, your species cannot withstand prolonged trauma. This will be proven today. You will beg for unconsciousness long before I am finished." Aaron locked eyes with her. His voice was hoarse but steady. "Do what you have to. But don't mistake silence for weakness. Pain isn't new to us." Zyra raised a brow. "We'll see," she began. Her instruments cut into the ruined flesh of his leg, peeling back scorched layers to realign shattered bones. Aaron's body stiffened, sweat breaking across his brow. Elias, standing near, whispered, "We can increase anesthesia." "No," Aaron rasped, forcing his voice through clenched teeth. "Don't. I need to stay." "Absurd," Zyra snapped. "You cannot possibly remain awake through this." Yet he did. Every incision sent tremors across his body, every adjustment a battle to keep his eyes open. But Aaron refused to cry out. Minutes turned into an hour. His heartbeat surged, sometimes stumbling, but he endured. When Zyra inserted grafts of synthetic bone, his hands gripped the rail so tightly that blood welled from his palms. "You're torturing yourself," Elias whispered urgently. Aaron exhaled shakily. "If she thinks humans are weak, I won't give her the satisfaction." The alien's crumbling certainty. Zyra had expected him to collapse within minutes. Instead, she watched a creature of flesh and fragility endure more agony than any Zoryan could tolerate. Her people fainted from a fractured limb. They demanded sedation at the slightest burn. But here was a man split open on her table, his nerves screaming, yet he fought to remain conscious. She tried to provoke him. "Do you not realize this is futile? You will carry scars forever. Your legs will never be as they were. What do you gain from this display?" Aaron turned his head weakly, eyes blazing with defiance. "To remind you, pain doesn't mean defeat. Means we're alive. And we endure." Those words unsettled her. For the first time in decades, Zyra faltered in her certainty. Elias saw it, the crack in her pride. He leaned in quietly. "Doctor, perhaps you're the one being tested tonight." The breaking point. Hours passed. Blood transfusions flowed. Drones hummed tirelessly. And still Aaron endured. When Zyra began reconstructing the nerve pathways in his legs, the procedure required stimulating exposed nerves directly. The pain was unimaginable, like fire coursing through every vein. Elias moved to administer heavier anesthesia. Aaron caught his wrist. "No, don't. Let her see." His voice broke then, a strangled cry escaping. His body convulsed, and for a moment Zyra thought he would finally collapse. But instead he roared, a primal human sound that filled the chamber and froze her hands. "Do your worst," he gasped. "I'll outlast it." Zyra stepped back. Her silver eyes widened. She had never witnessed such willpower. Zoryan warriors would have begged for release long before this point. And in that moment, she realized something her science had never measured. The human spirit. Not the strength of muscle, nor the endurance of nerves, but the choice, to suffer, to continue, to defy agony itself. Ending, respect earned. When the surgery ended, Aaron lay pale and trembling but alive. His legs were stabilized, nerves repaired, the damage contained. Zyra removed her gloves slowly, staring at the man who had dismantled her arrogance. For once she did not speak. Elias looked at her. "Well, doctor, still think humans are weak?" Zyra's voice was quiet, stripped of pride. "No, humans are something else entirely." Days later, when Aaron regained full consciousness, Zyra visited his recovery room. She carried no drones, no entourage, only a solemn expression. "You have altered my understanding," she admitted. "I believed pain only destroyed, but you used it as a weapon of defiance. My people do not comprehend this strength. Perhaps that makes us weaker than you." Aaron smiled faintly, though every movement still ached. "Pain is part of living. You don't have to fear it. You just have to face it." Zyra bowed her head, a gesture rare for a Zoryan. "I mocked you. I will not again."